right, here we go again. Buckle up. So I did a study on how to purify the olive oil, and essentially, there's no specific blessing. However, we'll probably do the ritual bath and the blessing over the ritual bath that they used to uh, kosherize utensils and things like that. And then a personal invocation patterned after biblical invocations, Toranic invocations. Most people, I guess, they're saying Bible now. They're saying the Torah is the Bible. So a lot of Jewish people are calling the Torah the Bible so they can speak the same language everybody else speaks. I think Toranic or something like that is the appropriate term. Thank you. So we'll do that. Well, if I had money, I'd just order it from Israel. Right. It's just very expensive, and the endeavor that God's put me on it looks like it's going to consume a lot of olive oil. Thank you. So I'm getting better per se, but there's some sticking points still. Right? If they had been required to stay away from me, none of this would have happened. Right? So also, extinguish flames when you leave your place of residence. What was the maximum? I bought a couple of items last week I got to take back. Yeah, there's the piece of the car sitting on the side of the road. So, accidents even could degrade into something violent. People freak out. Sometimes they get hit. Right, their head isn't right. Because they got hit in the head, or just freaking out from stress. Okay. So you gotta be careful everywhere, and you have to, as a citizen, as a member of the public, you have to look over. Does everything look okay? Right. Or you should, and you don't have to. There's no law requiring it, but you should. Right. Yeah, I could teach you. What is it? The Citizens Academy. Thank you, sir. Nah, I needed that steroid like 7 months ago. I don't blame the doctor. I know it's the people that are cursing me. And he was being stressed out. I could tell. I think they're trying to stress the doctor out too. So he'll do what they want. Maybe will me away. Who knows? Yeah, they're devils, man. They're devils from one end to the other. Remember, if they use psychological psyop is Satan. Satan teaches people psyop. Well, we don't need psyop if we're in the right world. We're in the wrong world right now. Right? He's turned into this thing. Thank you, Larry. That woman the other day, and I don't know if it's a steroid. Wait, I didn't do the steroid before I went to her, did I? Oh no, I did. Right. She was able to loosen it to the right side wouldn't loosen, the left side would. So the right side loosened this time, but then there was like a pain that was like in the left side when it loosened. So it's just a matter of, I think, of loosening tissues. I wish I could have gotten this far 5 years ago because I wouldn't be this sick right now. Right? My blood pressure probably wouldn't even be up. Right now, they knew what they wanted to do. They're sick people. God will take care. That's why stalking laws were created. There's a metaphysical reason. Right? You let people stalk, you let them stalk. You let cops stalk, and you let them stalk. I mean, God will deal with it. But get a handle on those videos. Look to see if they're not from. It could be anybody in those videos. And some of those videos may not even be ICE. Right? It could just be somebody detaining somebody. There's like investigators for the state, and they don't do a lot of detentions. And when they do detain somebody, they could look pretty much what we saw. No, no markings. Right. Correct. It could be like the gaming commission or something. Somebody pirated something or stole some lottery cards or right while she was working at 7-Eleven. Right. So they might go after her and just give her a little charge, and it goes in front of the judge. She gets released. Right. Or she may displace some animal or something, and she's going to be charged for some sort of animal crime. Right? Could be like the wildlife people. Right. Thanks. Like the lady that rode the sea turtle or something. Right. Actually, that was a serious driver. So I said that before it came up. You got to make sure they're really you, and right. And if they're, it's nothing wrong with saying, well, that's some other, law enforcement people. But again, I don't want to say it, but it needs to be said because if it gets to the court at this point, well, because oh, he's telling them to take down our license plate. Well, they should. And if they have any question of identity, they can call it into the cops. Right. Well, it looks like at a certain point it's going to, it's going that direction. It could, this license plate thing could keep it out of the courts. It looks like they're going to, say, well, how do we know who these people are? Right. Well, facial identity, again, they're marked as Border Patrol, they're marked as ICE, they're marked as marshals, or marked as police. And again, the burglary or the robbery came up, so it's a lot of metaphysics around it. Oh, thanks, Larry. Well, you're gonna have to tell. Yes, because you have to tell the judge. The judge, we have license plates. If they want to know who we are, they stick down a license plate. Call the police. I mean, the police aren't going to tell them who you are, but they'll tell them it's a legitimate operation. That's all they can say, right? No, you don't need to know who the individual is, based upon what's going on with. There's no law requiring an officer to show you his face or her face. There's no law. That's the bottom line. And with what's going on with facial recognition and doxing, they need to maintain some level of anonymity, not only for their own personal safety, for the operational safety. I mean, if right, facial recognition is an issue. So again, your undercover people have to go in even deeper, and they can't go near facilities. They could set it up. They can own the mafia can own 5 businesses and be filming us all day long, and trying to do facial recognition. And that's who I would be more afraid of, and the cartels. You're a little nervous, I guess, the immigrants. I hate it because now you have the sheriff's the five the what is it the Florida Sheriff's Association license plate on the front of my vehicle, like and because you only require one in the back, so I have the and they see that and they freeze like you see them go eek. They don't know what it is. They just don't. It's a law enforcement thing, right? Thank you, Larry. Well, I think Americans are mad at the life the undocumented immigrants are living versus, they see the money, right? Like the guys in a brand new vehicle, right? Not uber expensive or not, it's a fairly new vehicle, temporary plates. People are struggling and they just, are sick of it, I guess. Right. Well, I know how it works. Right? I know how it works. It's it. Some of it's racketeering. Right. They got money, right? Not all of it's legal money, but well, the boss has the money. The boss says you get hired, they don't get hired. You get a girlfriend, they don't get a girlfriend, and they pay for it. Right. And if they pay off the cops, then they pay off the cops. I mean, the cops are part of that thing. Well, stay peaceful, praise God, and all that you do.